Welcome to Pizza King, home of the glorious $10 Tuesdays, where you can find a medium pizza for just $10. Here at Pizza King, we have a motto: pizza, 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 pizza. Here at Pizza King, we also have a saying: physics is found in everything. Today, we'll be looking at the physics involved in making a large cheese pizza. Also, we have trains. And that is why Pizza King is great, because we have trains, and it's all that matters. Making a pizza is harder than you may think. You start out by pouring salt and then flour onto a wooden board. The wood offers a mobile place for you to make the pizza. The salt offers you a way to relieve tension between the pizza and the board, and the flour helps to make the pizza less salty and more flexible while being shaped later on in the process. You then take a dough from under the counter and place it on top of the board. You then take a knife and cut off all the edges around the pizza, mostly just the dark parts or the parts that are harder than the others. Then you press down hard on the dough and spin it in a clockwise direction, stretching it until it reaches the desired diameter. Diameter can be found by circumference over pi, but in terms of Pizza King, we have four sizes. Our large is 16 inches, medium is 14 inches, our small is 10 inches, and we have a 7-inch personal size pizza. So after the dough is stretched, you take a metal spatula looking utensil and scoop out the sauce. You smack it onto the pizza and go from center to edge, spreading paste the whole length of the pizza. You then spin the board clockwise while repeating this throughout the whole pizza. Uh, if you missed any spots, you can go back over them afterwards and make sure that everything looks nice and neat. And now it's time for toppings. For a cheese-only pizza, we take 1.5 cups of cheese, pour it onto the pizza, and then if more is needed after that, then we can get it from the end of the line. To spread the cheese, it's done in three simple motions. One hand goes clockwise, spreading all the cheese in one direction. Then the other hand comes up and goes in a counterclockwise direction to spread the cheese to the other side of the pizza. Finally, the first hand covers any uncovered areas of the pizza. The board is then picked up from the pizza counter and shaken back and forth until the pizza starts to move. This is done so that way we know when we throw the pizza into the oven, it won't stick to the board and cause rips or tears. And now we're waiting for that pizza to cook. We'll look at some of the actual physics involved in making the pizza. Most of the physics involved in making that pizza were generally just applied forces or gravity forces, simple things like that. To start it out, there's an applied force in picking up the salt and turning it upside down while gravity causes the salt to pour downward onto the board. Then you repeat this for the flour, but with the flour, you can't just pour it. Flour generally clumps together more, so you have to put a little bit of force into the cans. That's why I was hitting it with against my palm. You then apply a force to the dough, picking it up, removing the wax paper, and laying it down on the board. A knife applies a force onto the edges or onto the circumference of the circle, cutting away any hard edges. Your hand gives the dough centripetal force as it spins around the center of the board. As you spin the dough, you can feel a small friction force pulling back on the pizza. This is why the salt and flour are important. Without them, the static friction of the pizza combined with the applied force of your hands, making the pizza go in a circle, would rip the pizza and make it unusable. After that, you then put the sauce on the dough with an applied force from the spatula. From there, you apply a centripetal force spinning the board around its center point while your hand applies a force spreading the paste. After the dough is covered, an applied force of scooping up and dumping the cheese is applied to the cup. Gravity helps carry out the cheese from the cup onto the pizza. Then, similar to the sauce and centripetal force, is applied to the board with one hand, with the other spreading the cheese. Then a force is applied to the board as you shake it back and forth. Again, the salt and flour are essential to relieving the static tension of the pizza on the board. So when you slide it into the oven, it will actually come off the board and not stick and rip the pizza. So while I was telling you about all the physics involved in actually making a pizza, let's go ahead and check on the pizza that has been cooking in the oven. You can see that the cubes of cheese that were originally on the pizza have now all melted and turned into one giant coating of cheese over the pizza. This is because while in the oven, the little cubes of cheese were heated so much to the point where the molecules started to speed up and were able to form bonds with other cubes of cheese, and they all melted down into one nice cover. Finally, force is applied to the pizza to cut it. The big knife cuts the pizza 4 times on one side, 5 times on the other, to give it a grand total of 20 slices of pizza. And this completes the entire pizza. It is now ready to eat. This has been James Betzel from Pizza King in Avon Station. Hope you guys have a great day.